Right behind me stood boldly the lake and the sun sinking slowly into it. The sun declaring its exit by throwing pieces of itself across the lake and manipulating its color onto the sky. Each cloud the sun's canvas for it to paint upon, and each cloud tainted with a bright masterpiece shone upon it. My feet beat with my heart as the grains of sand made a stand to hold me up. My body bent, head pressed against the view that stands boldly in front of me. She protests goodbye with her eyes that leak brown. She has her head down as if her heart that always doubled as her spine felt crippled by the time and distance that laid itself out in front of us like sheet music, declaring it's finished before we start, showing us what it will look like, but we still have to play our hearts and figure out what it will sound like. And right now, we're in tune. Each strum producing a chord that makes claim to the moment we're in, and holds our thoughts captive to one another. Our hearts produce a melody that speaks of longevity, and the distant percussion of reality warns us with a clash that simply adds to the symphony. We made music together, our bodies instruments that were held close and would proclaim a note every time we were kissed. Never a beat missed as we could list the times our notes would fall into crescendo to proclaim the climax of our stirring hearts. Each of our touch enough to send shivers up our spine like the sound waves that tried to find their way into our future. Her tear felt like a rope being lowered from a window trying to let her emotions out. They crawled and stirred as they tried to find a different route for life to take. Like maybe I could rake up enough leaves to believe I could build a boat out of the dead trees I've cleaned to take me to the place you're going to be. But we both know it won't work. So the next solution lurks in the corner waiting to strike. It has white knuckles and sheer willpower, and we adopt it, hoping its values will carry us through the year ahead. I leave that night on a road I've learned to call dread. It's been said that when life gives you lemons, make lemonade, but I would have paid with the cost of something greater to have been given something sweeter. And in storytale books that tell of lovers becoming husband and wife, I wish upon the star I lived upon that life would have had things different. And if I could have my heart pay rent to my brain so it could live by it, the plane ride wouldn't have consisted of the song being stuck in my head on repeat. We lived the moment of my feet stumbling over my mind as your lips pressed into mine. And before I could find my cowardice, I asked for another. We only ever had one kiss. It sits on the songbook like a half-note rest that led into the capstone of the song. And even though we both know we did it wrong, we thought about it far too often, making this plane ride a hell that took me to the country I was placed in. 7,910 miles of distance that hid the sound waves our hearts made for each other. Social media became a pretend friend that taunted us with remembrance and memories that haunted us with a love that knocked on our hearts but had nowhere to go. So harmony without melody, we sound incomplete, and those around us ask where our hearts beat, and we reply, if my feet had the strength to walk there, I would. If my hands could dent the wood in the tree of life, I would bend reality. But I can't. Our heartstrings haven't been granted the freedom to combine song into symphony, so it sounds wrong. And the distant memory of what it once was only costs us pain. And I paid that demon too many times, and I went broke over the pieces of my heart I wrote into every line that was in the last message I sent you. It wrote, I feel out of tune. I miss the trumpet that would bellow triumph when I used to make you laugh. I miss the drum that would echo the beating of my heart when our eyes locked for little more than casual time. I miss your piano tile fingers that would play a verse so well it would grab my attention. I miss your body like a promise you wouldn't forget and you'd hold me to it. I even miss the tear that would revere me enough to let me know how you felt. And 7,910 miles that behaved like bearskin pelt, keeping me away from feeling and seeing you. Oh, my blue heart, that's just something I can no longer do. So I let the music rest. And the beat that resonates through my chest will echo through an empty rib cage that decided it could no longer hold you there.